Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the items that I put in consignment, my Louis Vuitton Neverfull and my Pichette Felici, and just kind of give you some details on why I took the route that I took and why I decided to sell those pieces and what I got offered from Fashionphile and what I ultimately sold the items for. So if you're interested, just keep watching. So in today's video, I want to talk to you all about the items that I consigned. And the first thing that I want to state is that I really feel that Louis Vuitton holds its value. Now that is dependent on the condition that it's in. It depends on if you kept all of the pieces and if you sold your item with all of the pieces and the overall popularity of the item. As you may or may not know, I sold my Neverfull MM in the monogram pattern. And the reason that I sold it was because I wasn't really using it. Like, it sat on my shelf and the only time I ever used it was when we traveled. And then when I bought my on the go, I just didn't see me using it anymore. And I took really good care of it. Like I said, I bought it in 2017 and I rarely used it. And I tried to use it as a purse. I tried to use it as a work tote. I tried to incorporate it somehow into my life. And I never could find a real purpose for it. Like, I never could incorporate it in a way that I could use it on a daily basis or even more than I had. So the vachetta had patinaed slightly and it didn't have any damage to it. The inside was almost new. I had bought an organizer for it early on. And so when you buy Louis Vuitton and you see it as an investment, it's really wise to buy things to protect it, whether it's a leather protector, whether it's the Apple Guard that you can spray on it so that it won't get water stains, especially if it has vachetta. And that was the other thing. I didn't really like having a purse that had vachetta that I had to worry about, and just making sure that the overall care of the bag is good, especially if one day you want to sell it, or if you need to sell it, if you want to sell it. For me, I wanted to sell it because I wanted to buy other things, and it was just sitting there and I wasn't using it. Now, I pitched the sale of my Neverfull to Fashionphile, and I'll go ahead and put a split screen here of how much they offered me. And one thing I do want to say is that I did keep the pochette that comes with the Neverfull. That is something that I definitely wanted to keep. I did not want to get rid of this. I hardly used it. As you can see, the vachetta is in really good shape. And so I only pitched the Neverfull with the organizer inside. I didn't pitch it with the pochette. Now, they offered me $775, and it blew me away how low ball that offer was. Okay, I know I wasn't including the pochette, but my Neverfull was in excellent condition, like new condition. And for them to low ball like that just made me feel like I was going to take a different route. So the reason that I chose to put it in consignment was because I felt that I could say how much I wanted for the purse, and whether I sold it or not, didn't really matter to me. I could keep it. I didn't really need the money right then. It didn't have to sell, and so I was willing to hold out for what I wanted. Now, if you buy a Never Full MM right now, it's $1,500. And when I purchased it, I paid $12.75. And so I told her that I wanted to sell it for $12.50. The other reason that I felt like I could hold out for a higher price is because there's not a Louis Vuitton store within 4 to 5 hours from where I live. So the demand for my item was there. It's that supply and demand economics type of thing. And so I felt like not only would it cost somebody $1,500 to buy the bag that I was selling for $12.50, but they would also have to travel there, or if they bought it online, they would still have to pay tax. And so tax would bring them up into the $1,600 range. Then they would have to buy an organizer. But they would get the pochette that I kept. And so it kind of was one of those test the waters. I thought, well, I'll see, if they sell it or not, and kind of go from there. And she had people who had I sold it to a luxury resale shop, and she said that she had several people that were asking for the Neverfull and that wanted to buy it. So initially she didn't put it on the website. She pitched it out to them, and she only opens her shop Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, with the situation that is currently occurring, she opens only on Fridays and Saturdays. She opens on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And because of the current situation, she's only opening on Fridays and Saturdays, and it's limited hours, like from 11 to 2 or something like that. I mean, she doesn't stay open very long. And so after I took it to her on a Saturday, and that whole week, of course, like I said, she was closed, and then she was going to open again the following Friday. And she texts me on Thursday. I noticed that she went ahead and posted the item on the website and her social medias, and she told me that if it didn't sell to the people that she had on her list, that she would go ahead and put it on the website. So between that time of when she pitched it to people and to the time that she listed it on the website, she did sell it. And she did sell it for $12.50. Now, if you think about it, I pretty much got everything back that I spent. Looking at my list, that I tell you, this comes in handy when you keep a list of the stuff that you bought and how much you bought it for. I bought it in February of 2017, and I purchased it for $1,260. So I sold it for $1,250. So it was just $10 less than what I had purchased it for. Of course, I did pay tax, and I did travel to the city, and so there were traveling costs there if you want to go to the grand scope of it all. But I did end up keeping the pochette. So to me, it was an amazing deal, because I sold it for almost as much as I purchased it for 3 years ago. To me, it wasn't worth it to list it with Fashion File, because again, they lowballed me. And even though they offered it globally, I felt like the supply and demand came into play with that, because I felt like in this area, again, more people are looking for Louis Vuittons. So that was the Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM. Now the Pichette Felici, I wanted $9.50 for it, and we kind of toggled back and forth because, you know, I kept the chain and I kept the inserts. And so I kept the inserts because I kept the pochette and I wanted to keep the matching inserts. So I kept both of these items, which is the little card holder and then the little zipped canvas. And then I also kept the chain because I wanted the chain for my little mini pochette monogram, and so I kept the chain as well. So I just put it on here because this now belongs to her. I kept the chain for her, and as I mentioned, I kept the inserts. And I understood again that I was asking for more than probably that I was giving, but I felt again supply and demand. At first, when I talked to her about it, you couldn't even buy the Pichette Felici on the Louis Vuitton site, so that made it more marketable for it to be a higher price. But then it came back and it was listed at $1,183. I paid $995 when I purchased it. And so I thought that $950 was a fair price, being that I was keeping the inserts and being that I was keeping the chain. Now I had bought a chain for it from eBay that was nice. I mean, it wasn't a bad chain, but it wasn't the original chain that came with it. And if you bought it new, you would get the chain, you would get the inserts, but you would also pay more. And again, taxes, and again, beat a dead horse, the supply and demand. And so I noticed that she didn't list it on the website when she listed the Neverfull, but she didn't let me know that she had sold it. And so when she told me that she was still waiting for someone to purchase the Neverfull, I did ask her about the Pichette Felici, and she said, I really still think it's overpriced. People look at it and they really don't want it because it doesn't have the inserts and it doesn't have the chain. And I said, that's okay. I don't have a problem taking it back. And she said, we'll give it another week and we'll see what happens. And I said, okay. And when she got the money for the Neverfull, she messaged me and she asked me if I would be willing to take $800, and she wanted to buy it because she says, I don't really care about the insert, the chain doesn't bother me, and actually I wanted to give it as a gift to my sister. And she said she's never been able to afford Louis Vuitton, so I thought it would be a nice starter purse for her. If you're willing, if not, it's okay. And you know what? I just thought to myself, I remember being that person who wanted something and couldn't afford it. And if she's going to give it to her sister, which, you know, a lot of times you do things and you hope that the person is being truthful and you hope that they're going to follow through with what they said they're going to do. But at the end of the day, your conscience is clear. And I'm not saying anything other than that. I'm sure she gave it to her sister like she said she wanted to. And I thought, well, why not? I mean, I am keeping the inserts. I am keeping the chain. It's $195 less than what I paid for it. I did use it quite a bit. It wasn't as pristine condition as my Neverfull was. And I just agreed to it. I said, okay. So for both items, it was $2,050, and then she charged me $50 to sell the items for me, and so that gave me a net total sale price of $2,000. And so that's what I sold the Neverfull, which after the $50 was $1,200, and then after the Pichette Felici, I sold to her for $800. So that came out to $2,000. And so Of course, you can't expect to get all of your money back, but I'm really happy with what I did get. I got $2,000 out of items that I bought 3 years ago that I did use, one that I did use a lot and one that I didn't use so much, but nonetheless, I got most of my money back. And you can't say that when you buy contemporary bags or high street bags like Tory Burch or Calvin Klein or Michael Kors. You can't expect to get your money back on those, not even close to what you can with Louis Vuitton. So I stand by the fact that Louis Vuitton is an investment. It's pieces that if you take really good care of them, you can sell to other people or sell them. And be very careful about not selling them to people who want to cheat you out of items. Don't get me wrong, I like Fashion File. I purchased my Speedy from them, and I just purchased another item from them. They are amazing at the collections that they have, but I'm not happy with the bids that they offer to you for your items. On the Pichette Felici, they had offered me $550, and $800 sounded a whole lot better than $550, again keeping the items that I did keep. So that is my recap of consignment items and how that experience went for me. I will tell you that we do live in a rural area, which is very beneficial, and I was able to keep the items that I wanted to keep from those purchases, and again still get the price that I wanted to get for my items. So it made it a good deal for me. And I think if you are in that situation and if you want to hold out and get what you want for your items, it's your money. You paid a lot for these items. You took care of them, and other people will purchase them if they want to, and if they don't, then be okay with taking them back. So thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.